Sarah Jane Fairless, and I'm a clinical Western herbalist. Today, I'm going to show you how to make a nourishing infusion. So a nourishing infusion is essentially a really strong and long infused tea. The reason that we do this is so that we can create a potent and medicinal dose of usually tonic herbs. So by tonic herbs, I just mean herbs that can be taken frequently by most people with zero to little side effects. So today we're going to be using stinging nettles, and the reason I love to do a nourishing infusion of nettles is because it is really high in vitamins and minerals. So kind of think of it as your herbal multivitamin. It helps to prevent anemia. It has quercetin, which is a constituent that helps to stabilize mast cells and prevent histamine responses, or stabilize histamine responses so that they're not so exaggerated. It's also just a really great herb for grounding. So something that, you know, if you feel like you're kind of spinning out and you just feel really ungrounded, a nourishing infusion of stinging nettle can be really helpful. So to begin, you're going to want to get a quart-sized mason jar, your herb, and some just boiled water. You can see my water is still steaming. So a little trick to make sure that you don't break your mason glass is to put a little bit of water in warmish water, and then pour a little of your hot water in. So we're gonna like slowly warm this jar up, right? So what happens, and why you can easily break mason jars with just boiling water, is that that quick change of temperature from cool glass to really hot causes the glass to crack. So just swirl it around, give the jar a chance to kind of warm up. You can kind of feel it with your hands. You just want a little bit of warmth in there. Now I'm going to dump this out because I'm actually not using this one. So with a nourishing infusion, you're going to use more herbs than you might for just, say, a regular cup of tea. So depending on how fluffy your herb is, so you can see this is a green leafy herb that I'm using today, or how heavy your herb is, you're going to use more or less. But generally you'll want 1 ounce to 1 quart of water. So 1 ounce can be generally anywhere from a 1/4 cup to a full cup of herb. Now with nettle, we're going to go about 1/2 cup of these dried nettles. And if you have a scale, the most efficient way to do this is to just weigh out 1 ounce of herb. So looks like I've got about a 1/2 cup of my stinging nettle. I'm going to place this in my jar. Make sure it doesn't fall out on the sides there. And then I'm just going to simply fill my jar with my hot water. Make sure you're covering all the dried herb. And you'll just fill your jar all the way to the top. You're going to place your lid on your jar and cover it. And you can give this a little shake if you like to make sure all of your herbs are getting moistened. And then you're going to let your infusion actually sit for at least 4 to 6 hours. I often like to take my infusion and do it in the evening so that when I wake up, it's ready to go. So a really long infusion, a good amount of herbs, and then you've got yourself a nourishing infusion. When you're ready to drink this, you're going to strain it out using a tea strainer or a sieve. A fine mesh sieve works well for these larger amounts as well. And you're going to place the remnants or the liquid in another jar or the same jar once you rinse it out. You can store what you don't drink in the refrigerator for up to 3 days. But generally, if you're really trying to get some deep nourishment from these herbs, I recommend drinking anywhere from 3 to 4 cups a day. And that's all there is to it. Hope you enjoy.